Hi, everyone. Welcome to another manopause.com podcast. So I have to say, this podcast today was inspired by my grandson, who is addicted to the shows that our guests have created. And basically, this is going to be a story of a dad and his son who bonded over dinosaurs and created a YouTube phenomenon with millions of views and millions of fans.
Woo, woo. Wow, this thing is huge.
Yeah, T-Rex.
It's a big, bright-colored T-Rex, too.
Yeah.
Tell me you've heard of the giant Christmas snow monster.
It's a flamethrower, man.
Yeah.
Our guests today are Aaron Michaels and his son, LB, better known as the originators of Park Ranger Aaron. I'm sure all the little kids are screaming right now. And Park Ranger LB on T-Rex Ranch. We're going to discuss the origins of that channel and the new channel called Funquesters that they've embarked on. So gather up the kids, gather up the grandparents, gather up the dads, and let's find out how all this happened. So welcome, Aaron and LB.
Thank you, Larry, for having us. We're really thrilled to be on Menopause on your podcast. Thank you for inviting us. And we're really just blown away that you want to hear our story.
Well, and again, thanks to my grandson, who literally every day when he has that little window of watching TV opportunity, he watches you guys over and over. I bet you on that one that you have 10 million views on, 1 million of those are his.
And we've heard that a few times.
Yeah.
I think there's a few super fans out there.
So how did you guys even come up with this concept of making dinosaur videos? I mean, does one of you love dinosaurs, or do you both love them? Or did you say, what can we do together? How did this start?
Well, it's funny, like so many things, I guess, in life, it starts as one thing and then it morphs along the way. I was really, at the time, was making documentary films as a photographer and was looking for a way to be able to be home more, spend more time with my family and with LB. But knew that the video thing was where I wanted to be. And he was watching Cars videos on YouTube. You remember that?
Yeah. Hours upon end.
Yeah. 7 a.m, walk in with the iPhone. Cars. I think it was the first word, not mom. Cars.
Cars, yeah.
Yep.
Lightning McQueen and Mater and everybody. And I thought, well, gee whiz, we can make one of these videos, because all it was people opening up toys in two hands on a table. And so it started off as that. My wife, Jay, and I started doing those videos, and they did okay. That was back when opening toys on YouTube was a really big deal. And we kind of went along, but we never showed our faces. And we even had family members say, whatever you do, don't show your face. The world does not need to see you. Okay, we'll just keep doing it. My hands opening toys. And then one day, our agent that we were working with at the time said, you really should go on camera. I thought, okay. I always hated having my picture taken, but I'll give it a try. And the first video we actually did was a Jurassic World toy unboxing. I don't know if you remember this one. I went over.
Yeah, in the creek.
Yeah,
by the creek.
By the creek here.
With the cooler from the garage.
Yeah, and it wasn't the best video I ever did, but everybody seemed to really like it.
Wow, check it out down there. It's a huge dinosaur toy. You better get down there and grab it before the dinosaurs come grab us. Come on. Don't want to fall in. Check this out. An Indominus Rex Jurassic World toy.
And we thought, well, this is pretty good. And then so we did this because Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World, came out in 2015. And so we started doing some more toys. But then we had, I think, our kind of a breakout moment. We went to an animatronic dinosaur show called Jurassic Quest. I don't know if you're familiar with it. They travel all over the U.S.
I am now
There we
after
go,
watching
every
that
year.
video a million times. Yeah.
Yeah.
And after we did a video there, I mean, that just went viral, and we realized, okay, this is our thing. We do like dinosaurs. I have always had a very special place in my heart for Jurassic Park, the original, and LB's always had a fascination with dinosaurs. So it was an easy fit once we found a way to do the actual CGI dinosaurs, and it just kind of went from there.
So yeah, as these things kind of picked up, I mean, like one of the videos that I remember watching, and my mouth was open. You guys were in London, and you were asked by Universal to come out there when they premiered, I think, the next Jurassic World movie, and they asked you to film some stuff for them, and you continue doing how in the world how did they find you guys?
Well, so we you fast forward a couple of years from the original Jurassic World, and we had a different agent, a lot more dinosaur videos under our belt. And one day we get this phone call from our agent. How would you like to film a video with Chris Pratt?
Wow.
I mean, that was no way. No, you're messing with me. There's no way. And I remember exactly, we were standing about 2 feet from where we are right now, and I could not believe it. And he was at school.
I was at school.
And then we said, "Oh, are you serious?" Yes. They love your videos. They would like to fly you out to Hollywood to do a video, and then and it'll be a YouTube video. So okay, yeah, we're game for this. And we get the script. And they had written a script, and the script comes through. And not only is it Chris Pratt, but Bryce Dallas Howard, his co-star, was going to be in the video too. And we're sitting there thinking, this is just the whole thing. Where's the candid camera?
I was waiting for someone to say, "Oh yeah, that was all a prank, a joke." It wasn't.
Yeah, you got punked.
Yeah.
So fast forward a few weeks after that, this was the run up to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So it was 2018, right? Yeah. And they flew us out to Hollywood for a couple of days, and we were on a sound stage with a crew of about 50 people.
Man, check this bad boy out!
Yeah!
Huge!
The other two surprises are
Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom!
Yeah!
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey! How are you, buddy? Nice to see you. Hey, how are you? How's it going?
That's a high five. Let's do it.
There you go,
Let's do
man.
it.
What's up?
All
right, you guys.
All right. That is not how we normally film. Normally, it is myself, LB, and Jay, mom, holds the camera, and that's pretty
And
much.
by the way, she's an excellent
great.
cinematographer.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm always telling her that. I don't think she really realizes. We've worked with some other cinematographers. I'm like, oh, please come back and do
she's
it.
good.
Such
She's
an
good.
amazing job. So we filmed that, and then that led to some conversations about trying to do other things with Universal, and basically they said, we want you to come to, see one of the early premieres. The film didn't premiere in the US. We said, well, we're going to be in the UK to visit family when it comes out over there. Can we go to that? And they said, oh, we've got a screening for the media. It'll be the UK premiere. So they got us tickets, and
wow.
We said, what can we do in London to have an adventure, to go find the movie theater and everything? And, and that's the one you may have seen, that I think there was an Apatosaurus that came up out of the River Thames there.
Yeah.
You guys, this is so great. I mean, that's a great story. And you were going to tell that story for the rest of your life. You know who Bryce Dallas Howard is, right?
Yes.
Do you know
Claire
who her dad is?
Jurassic World.
No, but who's her dad?
No, her dad.
Her dad.
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard, yes.
And her name is Bryce Dallas Howard because reportedly that they conceived her while on a trip to Dallas.
Nice. Oh, okay.
Cover your ears, LB.
That's great.
Yeah, cover your ears.
So you guys, we've done our research and seen that millions and millions and millions of views, 17 million on one of them. I think that was the let me see, I'm reading here, the Giant Dino Park, 17 million views.
Wow.
You've already forgotten all the names of your
Yeah.
They start to run together after a while.
So
Giant
you're making these videos and millions of fans and all of this, and then somebody comes along and wants to buy your channel. Tell us how does that happen? What happens there?
Well, yeah, there was a company that was actually the company we were working with when the Jurassic World Universal Studios situation came about, and they decided, hey, we'd be interested in buying the channel just because they were so impressed, I think, with both the production quality of what we were doing, considering that it's literally just a family of 3.
Right.
We understand we're not up there, we're not doing Hollywood level stuff, but we don't just whip out an iPhone and oh, quick, run over there and pretend there's a dinosaur chasing you.
Larry, put your iPhone away, please.
So there's a bit more that goes into it than that, but they saw that, and I think the consistency and the fact that we had really thought this through, and it wasn't, we weren't just bouncing around from one subject to the next constantly. And so they said, yeah, we'd be interested in maybe investing. And actually, those people then moved on to later on form a company called Moonbug Entertainment. And we continued those conversations, and eventually we kind of decided we're getting older. Well, actually, of course, we're all getting older. He's the one, though, who's aging up, and he's going to get to a point where maybe running from a dinosaur isn't exactly his thing as much anymore. Although, or
Jeff Goldblum did it, so why can't he?
Jeff Goldblum did it,
Right.
but maybe it needs to be a little more, somebody gets eaten in the videos.
Yeah.
And,
Less colors and numbers and more Jurassic World.
Yeah.
So we realized, okay, well, if they want to take over what we've created and continue it for that audience, that might be a really great way to have what we've done is in T-Rex Ranch continue on for years to come. And then we'll take a break and kind of see what we want to do next. And so that's kind of how that all came about. And Moonbug is, they've become very big.
Yeah.
Very big.
Flippy and Coco Melon and some of the biggest names in children's entertainment. And we've kind of moved on outside of that direct children's space now. So
before we talk about that, before we talk about Funquesters, and by the way, every day, my grandson, he has a Jurassic World or hat like you do, LB. I bought him a T-Rex Ranch shirt from some company in England. He insisted on having a vest like you guys wear. And that's all he wears to school every single day. I mean, I'm telling you, this kid's totally upset. He was supposed to be here, but you remember what happened last time? He kind of saw you guys and panicked. So I'll just have him watch this. But I want to ask LB something. Here you are now, or back then, a few years ago, you've got these videos that probably most of your friends have seen. How did that change your kind of standing at school when you went? Was everybody like, oh my God, man, LB?
Yeah, that happened a little bit. It was a change, really, but as things went on, the kids at school didn't really understand how much effort really went into the videos.
Yeah.
And they just thought we're going out with an iPhone, taking videos, like family videos.
Right.
But there's a lot more that goes behind the scenes, like the editing, the sound design, all the sound effects. If you look at one clip from any video, there's hundreds of sound effects.
Right.
And we've definitely been stepping that up over the last year, for sure.
Well, I think one of the things that makes like you say, I mean, they are not, movie productions. They are very well done videos, for kids. But I think what made them special, and I'm not sure, right now if they've got the same mindset, is you guys kind of had some sort of story, whether it was a dinosaur egg hunt, which of course I had to do in the backyard after he saw that video, or whether it was, you were on a mission, like I just saw one this morning where it was winter and you had to go feed the dinosaurs. So you had to fill up your cooler. Yeah. But you always had a story. And I know, Aaron, last time we talked, you were saying that you're trying to get more and more into some scripted story stuff. So as now we go into Funquesters, how are you approaching that as opposed to how you kind of started up T-Rex Ranch?
Well, it is very much more thought out now. Certainly the early videos, it was, what toy are we opening today? Okay, that's the extent of the plan. Yeah. I'm going to open the toy, then I'm going to play with it. As we got into with the dinosaurs and the CGI, you did at least have to, those CGI clips were basically stock footage of dinosaurs. So they could only do the same 2 or 3 things. And we had to kind of script around that.
Well, you placed them interestingly so that like one you would see from behind, and it was the one where the dinosaur was eating something, but it looked like he was perturbed about something. So you were able to kind of you were able to manipulate the images nicely so they kind of fit into what you were doing.
And that was a combination of trying to see what we could change on the stock footage, and then also just saying, well, this is what it can do, so how can you write a story around this? Now we've kind of graduated up to the point where LB is kind of taught himself 3D animation software.
Wow.
And I think this is going to maybe be a bit of a career path for him if it all goes well. And I've been trying to learn from him for a change. And there's a video, I don't know if you've seen it, on Funquesters with the banana monster.
Yeah.
And it's a giant, life-size, huge, basically it's a minion from Despicable Me with a banana on its head. Take this, banana monster. Well, he actually made that out of thin air, just completely from scratch.
Wow.
And so LB will do that. And because he can now create that, or we can go to one of the marketplaces where you can buy 3D CGI models. Now it's like, okay, what can we do in a story now that we can kind of make the CGI do whatever we want it to do, more or less? And so our most recent was the snow monster.
Snow monster, yeah.
And we knew that kind of came with the pre-built animations, and it does these 15 animations, but I can position it, however I want, when I'm compositing it. So let's figure out, how we can write that. And so we're writing more elaborate stories. Funny enough, have you seen the monster crab video from?
Yeah.
So that actually came from a school essay that LB wrote for his English class about a monster crab.
Yeah.
And he's going along, and I said, man, I wonder if I can find a monster crab on the marketplace. And I go out there, wow, there's a giant, well, anything can be made giant. There's a giant 3D monster crab. And we said, well, we're going to go to Galveston Island for a little trip this weekend. Maybe we can film a video. And then there you have it. 2 days later, we've got this thing filmed, and we're, and editing it and everything. And it all came from a story he wrote.
Wow. That's
awesome.
awesome.
So everyone's kind of contributing a lot to the scripts, and we're trying to continually build those scripts out into a bit more of a universe, I guess. Mm-hmm. We have various characters and plots that carry across various episodes.
Yeah, you did a Harry Potter one and that kind of thing. So now you have the flexibility not to just do dinosaur stories. You can make up any kind of stories you want and film them based on that, correct?
Yes, and Harry Potter, we've done. We did one where actually, the original version was Harry Potter versus Michael Myers, and the YouTube algorithm didn't like the Michael Myers part very much. So we kind of cut out Michael Myers from that story, and it got really short. But we have another Harry Potter. We were in the UK this summer, and we spent 2 days going all around London, doing a little Harry Potter adventure where there's a dragon that's going to come to life, and we've got to track down this dragon in England. And so that we're almost done filming the Texas part of that, and we'll probably have that out here published in a few weeks, maybe a month or so. But you're right, we can explore all sorts of other things. But what we found that seems to really work well with our audience is really just monsters. Mm-hmm. And so, like I said, dragon, fire-breathing dragon, or a T-Rex, or that giant banana monster, or the monster crab. What was it you were telling me the other day you want to do? A monster scorpion.
Yeah.
An ant scorpion. It's a mix between the two.
Oh my.
And this seems to really do well. And so we're thinking, okay, let's see how far we can take that.
You guys live in the Midwest?
We live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering, you both have such great personalities. And Dad, you could be a star too. I'm just wondering, do you both have agents, and have they sent you out for any projects in Hollywood or New York or Atlanta? What's going on with you guys?
No, when I say the agents that we had before were with these YouTube companies, they're called MCNs, multi-channel networks,
Right.
and they assign someone to you. And that was kind of as far as we ever got in the agent world. Funny enough, when we first sold, when we first transitioned things over to Moonbug, they had us come out to Hollywood a couple of times, and we were on the other end of the casting call, and we had people coming in to figure out who were going to be the new park rangers, and that was quite the experience to see how it's done from the other side. But no, in response to your question, we have not had any agents call us or any productions, and doing YouTube is such a Swiss Army knife kind of job, because when we're not in front of the camera, there are episodes where, matter of fact, our most successful episode on Funquesters was filmed by LB. It was just me in front of the camera, and he was running the camera for everything. Then there's the editing, the sound design, the CGI. We get so busy that we don't really think of ourselves as actors in the traditional sense of let's go out and see if we can get a project. But
would you guys be interested in that? I mean,
I think we would, and especially if it was something kind of in our wheelhouse, dinosaurs, monsters, giant banana creatures, things like that.
The big movie world right now in television is in Atlanta, right?
Yes.
With Perry, Tyler Perry Studios.
Perry Studios, and
you're right there. I mean, you guys can go up there and stay for a couple of days and do some shoots. And I think if you put your name out there and put your pictures out there and stuff, agents would pick you guys up in a heartbeat.
So you're what are you, 13, 14 now, roughly?
Almost 14.
Almost 14.
It's always almost the next age when you're that.
So let's see, how many months
I'm almost the age 2 or 3 years back.
I was, 2 or 3 ages back. Yeah.
By the way, you're 12 if an agent asks. Okay, you're 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're acting.
So you kind of could theoretically follow like a Steven Spielberg kind of path, right? Because that's all he did when he was a kid. There's that new movie out now called, I think it's called The Fabermans, where it's kind of his life story. And that's what he did. He had an 8mm, camera, and he would just film his own movies. And then that led him to do things the way he did it. I mean, I think, film school by the time you accumulate all this stuff is going to be a shoe-in. Is that something you'd be interested in doing?
For sure. I think directing movies has always been like something I've always wanted to do. And just following like the Michael Crichton, just big 80s filmmakers, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, and you're getting some experience with difficult actors to work with, which is, is going to, stand you in good stead, having to deal with older guys that, maybe don't cooperate. And, I think that'll be really helpful.
Or older actors who can't keep it together through one take. And then we do have a Cameo account channel, where people can request to make a video. Oh, sometimes it's 30 minutes to get one cameo recorded because we're just nonstop laughter going, why did you just do that? But so, yeah.
That's great. Does that pay off for you? Is that good? Because we know several other actors that do that, and it seems to pay off.
We don't. I've seen some actors who charge, like a car payment to get a video.
Right.
We're not. We only went there to Cameo really because we had so many requests and we didn't have a very efficient way of fulfilling them. Right. And so we just want to make sure that we can do as many as possible. And we kind of set the price we thought would be reasonable for families. And so yes, I think it's more than worth our time. I guess if you're an actor, like I said, doing a car payment per video and you're doing lots of videos, and you could probably make quite a good living out of that.
So what do you want to do now for Funquesters? How are you going to get that out there? I mean, obviously people who follow you, even when they type in T-Rex Ranch, some of the Funquester ones pop up on YouTube in the scroll.
Oh, do they?
But how are you going to sort of get that out there and let everybody know, hey, we're over here now doing this cool stuff?
It's a constant challenge on YouTube. When we started Funquesters, really our goal was to try to get to the point of doing feature films at some point, even if they're just super low budget, micro budget feature films, to kind of give him the learning opportunity and just get that experience of, okay, we're not just doing 10 minutes, now we're doing 90 minutes. And it is a different kind of production. And we wanted that experience, but we realized, like you said, we've got to get the word out that, hey, we're over here now doing this. So we started Funquesters on YouTube, and just trying to find our way through YouTube. It's changed quite a bit in the past few years, just because of all the new structures they have in place around kids content. Like I said, we're making family content,
right?
Which gets us kind of in that bigger YouTube space. And so we're constantly looking at, what are people searching for on YouTube? What are the videos that are doing well? Now, we're not going to do the prank videos that you see from what's his name? That's so big.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. We're not going to do Mr. Beast type stunts and pranks. We're not going to go into space like Dude Perfect.
Or I crushed a Lamborghini with a massive hydraulic press.
Yeah. Those aren't in our future because of budgetary reasons. But we do look at that for ideas about, hey, they did this one where they got lost in the woods. Well, we can do Lost in the Woods.
Yeah.
Also, we like to look at, we talked about Harry Potter, obviously Jurassic World, Dominion when it came out. We try to, in the Rise of Gru, Minions Rise of Gru, we try to look at things that are going on in pop culture and figure out, okay, are there some of our stories that tie into this? Because that can really help drive audience. And then if we are fortunate enough to get to a point where we are able to make those movies, then we're going to have to look at other ways of marketing. And, it's things like talking to guys like you that help get the word out that, we're still out here, we're still around, we're doing things a little different, but, we just have to try to get the word of mouth out, I guess.
And your background, just to kind of enlighten people, you have a background in video editing or shooting or something.
Documentaries.
I've shot documentaries for network news and
radio.
Did radio for about 15 years before I did television, and that was my major. I went to film school, so I just never did much of the film side. So that's the one area I want to explore.
So you have a website too, right? Funquesters.com or something?
There is a funquesters.com that right now is just kind of redirects people to the YouTube channel, because that's where we really want to focus our efforts is there. And then Instagram, we have Facebook as well, just Funquesters.
Right. That's how I got a hold of you.
It was through Facebook. It seems like Instagram is working a little better for us these days than Facebook. So that's definitely the place where we try to put most of our social media effort besides the videos. We've stayed away from TikTok, I'll be honest. We're just not really feeling the vibe that's where we would go with narrative content. Like we're trying to do the big story.
And those are shorter snippets typically.
Right.
But you could get a lot of fans with that. I mean, the 13, 14-year-old girls are going to go crazy about these. So,
Well, maybe LB, you've got a future there, and you can bring some over.
So anyway, so this has been great. And by the way, stay on after we're done, because we want to talk to you a little bit more. But this has been great. And really, I mean, if you've got young kids, if you've got teenagers, if you're a grandparent, really check out, some of the old T-Rex ranch videos. Check out Funquesters, because they're doing a lot more fun stuff that's not a Johnny One Note thing. They're really sort of branching out. You can type in funquesters.com and they'll take you directly to the videos. Or when you're on YouTube, just type in Funquesters and they'll all come up. But I mean, it's a fascinating story. Both you guys are doing a great job. And, what a great way for father and son and mom, actually, to bond, because you're doing this great thing together, working together to create some really cool stuff. So you're a great example for dads and grandparents on how to really kind of spend time and grow the relationships with their kids. So, thanks so much for the great videos and what you're doing for everybody.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And I wanted to point out that, you talk about grandparents and parents. we mentioned to you in the first time we talked that growing up in the 80s myself, we would watch television together as a family, and we were watching Knight Rider and the A-Team and shows like that. And we found when LB came along that, okay, well, there's the kids content, which I'm not sure I really want to watch the kids content as an adult because it's very kid-like.
Right.
And then the stuff that's targeting us is a lot of, 4-letter words and violence and, and things that maybe we don't want him to see. And we couldn't find a whole lot that was truly there for families, other than maybe like your Christmas specials and things like that.
Right.
And so we've kind of made it a mission of ours to make this content something that the whole family can sit down and watch together. And we have gotten a lot of comments and notes of appreciation from parents and grandparents saying, thank you for making this. I love watching this with my boy or my daughter. And so we really appreciate you at first finding us and then taking the time to reach out to us. And
well, I had to because my grandson was just like, it's an obsession. And I had to find you. And by the way, you're hard to find, which is good. That's a technique you'll have to tell us about. But I'm glad we found you and we're able to do this. And like I said, I think it's going to be a real inspiration for parents and grandparents everywhere. So
I'm still in the Coco Melon stage with my granddaughter. So every day she comes over, we sit in front of my screen and we Coco Melon, bus driving. Mm-hmm. So she's only 1.5.
Give it a year. So give it a year. Yeah.
Give it a year and she'll be LB, Aaron. That's great.
So anyways, thanks guys. And we'll be posting this video and everybody, check them out on YouTube. And, there's a lot more to come and I'm sure it's going to be really top-notch production. And then maybe about 10 years from now, you'll be able to say, holy crap, I saw LB when he was just a kid and now he's making major motion pictures. Oh my God.
With
I think that's a certainty.
Yeah, I think that's going to be awesome. So thanks again, guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, great meeting you guys.
Thank you. Great meeting you both. We really appreciate the opportunity to let everybody know about Funquesters.
And thanks for reaching out.
Absolutely.
Thank you.